We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, hitting a dip area here as we see it going from the rip to the dip here on 42 vision. And this is what we call the extreme strength area, bright green. And here we are with white with red borders of extreme weakness for those of you coming across the channel for the first time. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot sent out a bear indicator since 10:40 a.m. and from that moment forward, the outflows crossed the midpoint twice, right? And stayed below it, pure weakness on 42 vision, and put options went up 500% plus within hours, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So when we zoom out here, you can see that the SPY rejected 385, had trouble staying above 380s, and it rejected here multiple times and broke through yesterday's support of 377, broke through 375, and we need to talk about the key levels today and why the stock market is falling and why tomorrow is a huge day for the markets, guys. Overall, we're going to break it all down in today's video, but before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunities that were mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations, and if you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the first home run was from our Tesla bot. It sent out a bear indicator since 9:55 a.m. From that moment forward, the outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 200% plus within hours, guys. And our second home run, I caught this one early on in the pre-market, and RBO, and we caught it actually pulling downwards and consolidating towards the bell. Got that strong bull indicator there. The inflow stayed above the midpoint, and it popped up within minutes to a highest point of 25% plus right after the bell. If you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, and we're going to talk about what's going on here in the charts with inflow versus outflow and our bull and bear indicators. And earlier in the video, we talked about how there's been a complete transition here from extreme strength to extreme weakness, from the rip to the dip, and what this means. And we need to look at multiple time frames as well. And then we also have headings that we've talked about, the bottoming effect, that a lot of people are giving the price target of 3,200. I'm going to show you guys where it is that these price targets are coming from. Then also these headings here going into tomorrow and what's creating all of this cloud and uncertainty over the markets. We're going to break it all down in today's video. Let me pull up the bull and bear indicators in the inflow versus outflow, which you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY under a bear indicator since yesterday on the 30-minute at 383. Tried coming back up, rejected right around that same area, stayed back below it in the after hours and just fell. And it continued the transition from dark green bars to red, all the way to white with red borders. And here we are with the outflows crossing here at the open and falling all day, guys. We talked about how pivotal it was, that it was consolidating here. And if it crossed back down with strength, it could start reflecting in the chart. And if it held itself above it, we wanted to see this go upwards away from the midpoint. And the outflows have dominated and outweighed the pace of the inflows, guys. And we need to talk about what's going on also in the 15-minute chart within the volatility and the 1 hour chart, as it's crossed here today as well at the open and just got a bear indicator. But let's go ahead and look at this article together. So this just came out. This is fresh news from this afternoon, 18 minutes ago, and it states here that Binance reportedly bails on FTX acquisition. Here's what led to the FTX crypto crash. It was all a liquidity crunch, right? That's what they were calling it yesterday. And right now, all that we know, right, and makes it just very firm is that FTX had asked Binance to acquire it. That's what kind of made things go back up or hold itself up in the middle of the day, especially if we come over to Bitcoin here when it ran up from 19 to 21 almost and then quickly fell. And all day today, it's been under the uncertainty of it actually backing out. And here we are with it backing out, and it's hitting new lows that we have not seen in weeks or even months. And here we are with it, a new 52-week low. And the question mark is it going to find support here at 16,000? It's trying to bounce off of it, or is it going to break right through it, right? If you go to the one-day chart here, you could see those outflows have been predominant here and dominating. Got that bear indicator yesterday and just got white with red borders here on Bitcoin. So that's one of the first things here affecting the SPY and the overall markets, creating uncertainty in many different ways in all types of sectors, right? Now, on top of that, we also have the SP 500 retreating, and this is more directly correlated to the SPY and the overall markets as traders reduce risk ahead of the US inflation reports, which is tomorrow. And as you see popping up here on the screen, the expectation is in the 8% range, not as high as the previous one. And what matters here is if it comes in lower, the markets might like that. If it comes in close to it or higher, that can create and stir up even more volatility on top of everything that's going on right now. Then we also have the midterm elections still in process today, making the overall market fall with it because it hasn't gotten down to a concrete answer just yet of who is going to take over what and who is going to actually get the major control between the Senate and the House and so forth, right? Then we also have here these type of headlines that have been coming out for months stating that the S&P 500 could fall another 16 to 20% before bottoming out at 3,200, and we've even seen as low as 2,900 and 3,000 in many different articles. And I've broken down with you guys where it is that they get these price targets from, and I'm going to show it to you guys in just a moment. Now, when we zoom out here and look at this from the 1 hour chart, we can see here how outflows have slowed down and it's done a complete transition from the rip to the dip. But the last time it hit the dip area, it had multiple ones back to back. So this is just the first one. Now, could it try to pop back up? That's something that we need to watch going into tomorrow, and how CPI turns out and how the markets react to it, right? That's going to be important as well. But right now, it's at minus 6.92, and in previous drops, it's gone as far down as minus 14 and minus 15. So it still has room based off the history of the chart. Not guaranteed to move exactly the same, but something to keep in mind. And the first support that I'm watching is 372, and below that is 370, and below 370 will be 365. Super important to watch these levels. And to the upside, I'm going to be watching 380. That is a huge resistance level that it rejected off of today within the volatility. Now, let's go ahead and zoom out here and look at this with the lagging indicators to show you guys where these price targets are coming from that analysis ratings believe and expect the bottoming to be anywhere between 3,000 and 3,200. Let's pull it up. So here we are with the SPY with our 42 vision bull and bear indicators as well as the lagging indicators here. And you can see the purple line sits at 400.01 to 400. And then we have the light blue line here at around 307 and 308. And this is where they're getting that price target of 3,000 or 3,200. And this is why, right? The last time we capitulated or found a bottom in a crash was in the 2020 crash. And right after it, it bounced off that light blue line. It was sitting all the way up here at 314, and it capitulated and bottomed at around 220 to 200. And this is where they're going ahead and getting these numbers from, and this expectation that we could bottom, quote unquote, at that level. Now, when we've been in corrections, it has bounced off the purple line every single time, right? And in major crashes like 2000 and 07, the purple line has crossed the light blue line, but then right when it crosses, just a few months into that cross, it has found a bottom. Now, not guaranteed to act that way, but you could see how it's a lagging indicator because our bull indicator popped up way earlier before that crossover here, and it actually crossed over here together, but the bear indicators were way in advance before the crossovers and once things started to fall. So super important to keep in mind. This is great for technical analysis, but within the live action, it's a lagging indicator and it won't react as quickly within the volatility. But we have the bull and bear indicators there to add that extra layer of confirmation. But this is where those analysis price targets of 3,200 to 3,000 is coming from, based off touching that blue line like it did in 2020 or crossing slightly below it. And that's why some people even go as low as 2,800 to 2,900 before quote unquote finding a bottom.